What if we're all fighting the wrong battle? We see the outrage online, the hashtags, the public pile-ons, the so-called digital justice. We call it cancel culture, and for many, it's the moral fight of our age. But what if this isn't really new? What if these social dynamics, public shaming, groupthink, moral panic have existed for thousands of years? What if the very forces that once led to the exile of a philosopher in ancient Rome could actually help us better understand and rise above the chaos we're experiencing today? We live in an age of digital whiplash. One moment, someone's at the top, celebrated, praised, admired. The next, an old tweet surfaces, or a controversial quote gets clipped and circulated. Suddenly, the internet judges are summoned, the verdict is swift, and the punishment is public. The cycle is exhausting, and worse, it's divisive. We dig trenches online, each of us convinced we're on the right side, often forgetting there might be more than one side. We're pressured to have an immediate, perfect opinion on every issue. And when we fail to meet that expectation, the consequences can be devastating. This isn't just about individuals being called out. It's about what we lose as a culture when we replace nuance with certainty, dialogue with dismissal, and growth with shame. So, what can we do? What if the answer isn't in fighting back harder, but in stepping back smarter? Enter Stoicism. Stoicism, a blueprint for modern chaos. Now, when you hear Stoic, maybe you picture someone cold and emotionless. That's one of the biggest misconceptions. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotion, it's about mastering it. It's about how we respond when life or the internet doesn't go the way we want. More than a personal self-help system, Stoicism was, and is, a social philosophy. It's about becoming not just stronger individuals, but better members of our communities. The Stoics gave us a framework to navigate chaos and uncertainty, grounded in 4 core virtues: justice, temperance, wisdom, courage. These aren't just abstract values, they're tools. Tools we can use to navigate a world where cancelling is always one click away. Let's break them down. 1. Justice beyond mob rule. Justice, according to the Stoics, was the highest virtue. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone." To the Stoics, justice wasn't about punishment, it was about fairness, reason, and serving the common good. It meant treating people with dignity, even when they messed up. Compare that to the way cancel culture often plays out. It's fast, it's public, it's merciless. One mistake, real or perceived, and a person's reputation is reduced to a trending topic. The goal isn't always to seek understanding or even accountability. Often, it's about punishment, an emotional rush, a sense of control in a chaotic world. But is that truly justice, or just vengeance wearing a moral mask? Stoicism invites us to slow down, to ask, is there a path to healing here? Are we seeking to improve our communities or simply score moral points? True justice demands patience, humility, and the willingness to listen, even to those we disagree with. 2. Temperance, resisting the rush to rage. Temperance is the virtue of self-control. In an outrage-driven culture, this may be the most radical act we can take. Social media thrives on anger. The angrier we are, the more we click, the more we share, the more ad revenue gets made. Outrage is no longer a reaction, it's a business model. The Stoics saw anger as dangerous. Seneca called it a temporary madness. It clouds judgment and leads to destructive choices, not just for individuals, but for entire societies. Practicing temperance means resisting the urge to immediately react. When we see a scandalous headline or a viral clip, Stoicism asks us to pause, to breathe, to ask, is this reaction proportional? Do I have all the facts? Will sharing this post help or just inflame? Temperance doesn't mean silence. It means responding rather than reacting. This pause, the space between stimulus and response, is where our freedom lives. 3. Wisdom, seeking truth, not tribalism. Wisdom is the ability to make sound decisions, not based on emotion, but on reason, not based on popularity, but on truth. And here's the thing, truth is messy. Cancel culture often relies on flattening complexity. Someone's decades-long career is reduced to a single comment. A human being is boiled down to their worst moment. Context is ignored in favor of virality. Wisdom, on the other hand, values the whole picture. It asks us to engage with nuance, to be slow to judge, and even slower to condemn, to ask, what's the full story here? Am I sure I understand it? Would I want to be judged in the same way? Wisdom is skeptical of black and white narratives. It's willing to sit with discomfort. It's not about winning the argument, it's about learning from it. In a world that rewards hot takes, wisdom dares to think deeply. Quick pause. If this kind of reflection resonates with you, consider hitting subscribe. I'd also love to hear in the comments, how do you manage the pressure to react online? What helps you stay grounded in tough conversations? All right, on to our final virtue. 4. Courage. Choosing integrity over popularity. Courage is the ability to do what's right even when it's hard, even when it costs you. And let's be honest, it's easy to join a pile-on. It takes almost no effort to retweet a call-out or comment "yikes" under a viral post. The real courage? That's in resisting the crowd. The courage to say, let's wait for the facts. The courage to forgive. The courage to ask questions when everyone else is yelling answers. In ancient Rome, Stoics were literally exiled or executed for refusing to flatter emperors or go along with unjust systems. Seneca was forced into exile. Epictetus was born a slave and later banished. Marcus Aurelius ruled during plagues and wars, constantly tested in public life. They lived and often died for principle. That's why Stoic courage isn't about bravado, it's about integrity. It's about holding fast to your values when the world tempts you to abandon them. The ultimate Stoic tool, the dichotomy of control. So how do we actually live these virtues in a digital world? The Stoics gave us a profoundly simple tool, the dichotomy of control. Epictetus said, some things are up to us and some things are not. We cannot control the actions of others. We cannot control what goes viral. We can't control whether someone misunderstands us, attacks us, or misrepresents us. But we can control our own thoughts, our actions, our values, our responses. This mental shift changes everything. It frees us from trying to win the internet. It anchors us in what matters most, our character. That's what the Stoics called the inner citadel, a fortress of calm in a world on fire. So no, Stoicism won't solve cancel culture. It won't stop the internet from being the internet. but it can help us show up differently. It helps us remember that justice means treating others with fairness, even when we're hurt, and that temperance means slowing down, resisting the urge to lash out, that wisdom means seeking truth, not just allies, and that courage means holding the line on your values, even when you stand alone. We may not be able to stop the mob, but we can choose not to become part of it. And in doing so, we plant seeds of grace, of reason, of dialogue that may, over time, grow into something better than outrage. Because in the end, your platform can be taken, your reputation can be dragged, but your virtue, your character, your freedom, that cannot be cancelled. So, what do you think? Is a Stoic approach to cancel culture helpful or naive? How do you personally navigate tough online moments with integrity? Let me know in the comments, and if you found this guide valuable, please consider sharing it and subscribing for more Stoic wisdom applied to modern life. And if you haven't yet, check out our video on how Marcus Aurelius battled burnout without Instagram. Thanks for watching. Stay grounded.